Okay guys, this week we're talking about skin structure, the growth of skin, and the nutrition for skin. This is chapter 7 in your My Lady textbook. So a couple of things that you're going to learn as I'm lecturing throughout this is you're going to be able to describe the structure and composition of the skin. You're going to be able to list the 6 functions of the skin, name the classes of nutrients essential for good health, identify the food groups and dietary guidelines recommended by the USDA, and also list and describe vitamins that can help the skin. So your question is probably, why do I need to know this? So knowing the skin's underlying structure and basic needs is crucial in order to provide excellent skincare for clients. You will need to recognize adverse conditions, including skin diseases, inflamed skin, infectious skin, and disorders, so that you can refer clients to medical professionals for treatment when it is necessary. 21st century skincare has entered the realm of high technology, so you must learn about and understand the latest developments and ingredients in the state-of-the-art delivery systems in order to protect, nourish, and preserve the health and the beauty of your client's skin. No matter how advanced the latest skincare technology may be, you still have to learn how to care for your client's skin and know what you should do to keep it healthy. That means you must study the structure of the skin, how the skin grows, and why it's important to maintain a healthy diet. The skin is the largest organ of the body. It is a direct reflection of nutrients you eat and the healthy habits you keep. I always say, remember, everything that you put in your body has to come out. It comes out through your hair or your skin. Cosmetologists are not allowed to diagnose, prescribe, or provide any type of treatment for abnormal conditions, illnesses, or diseases. Anything that is related to skin. Cosmetologists are to refer clients with medical issues to a dermatologist or another type of physician. Okay, the anatomy of skin. Let's talk about that. So dermatology. The definition for dermatology is the medical branch of science that deals with the study of skin, its nature, structure, functions, diseases, and treatment. A dermatologist is a physician who specializes in diseases and disorders of the skin, the hair, and the nails. A cosmetologist. A cosmetologist is one that's skilled in cleansing, beautification, and health preservation of the skin. Again, cosmetologists are not allowed to prescribe or provide treatment for any disease or illness. They must refer them to a dermatologist or a physician. An esthetician. It specializes in cleansing, beautifications, and preservation of the health and skin on the entire body, including the face and the neck. Now, once you're a licensed cosmetologist in the state of North Carolina, you can also, that means you're licensed for skincare. You're a licensed esthetician as well. You can, because we have taught you guys how to keep the skin, how to preserve it, how to treat it, and how to take care of skin. Let's talk about some specifics of skin. The skin is your largest and one of the most important organs of the body. It covers 3,000 square inches. It weighs anywhere from 6 to 9 pounds. It protects muscles, bones, and nerves. It acts as a barrier against the environment. Healthy skin should be free of any visible signs of disease, infection, or injury. Healthy skin. So what is healthy skin? It is slightly moist, it's soft and flexible, it is smooth and fine-grained. The surface of that skin is going to be slightly acidic, and it has immune responses that react quickly to organisms that touch it and try to enter it. Appendages of the skin are going to include hair, nails, sweat glands, and oil glands. Continued pressure is going to cause calluses, which is hardened skin. The skin of the scalp has larger and deeper hair follicles to accommodate the longer hair on the head. The skin is composed of two main divisions. These divisions are the epidermis and the dermis. The epidermis. This is the outermost layer of skin. It contains no blood vessels, but has many small nerve endings. The epidermis is made up of 5 layers. On this slide, you see the 5 layers that are listed. I'm going to talk to you about each one of those layers. The stratum corneum. This is the outermost layer of the epidermis. It has scale-like cells that constantly shed and are replaced. Cells contain the protein called keratin. That combined with a thin covering of oil, and that makes the skin water resistant. This also prevents water evaporation and guards against irritants that may penetrate the skin surface. Your stratum lucidum. It is clear, it's transparent, it is underneath the stratum corneum. It consists of very small cells that light can pass through. This layer is a little bit thicker on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. The stratum granulosusum. This is also the layer of the epidermis that is composed of cells that look like granules. These granules are filled with keratin. The cells die as they are pushed to the surface to replace dead cells that are shed from the stratum corneum. Stratum spinosum. That is the spiny layer just above the stratum germativium. The spiny layer is where the process of the skin cells begin to shed. And last but not least, the stratum germativium. This is the deepest layer of the epidermis. This is the live layer of the epidermis that produces new skin cells and is responsible for growth of the epidermis. It contains special cells that are called melanocytes. These produce melanin, which is your skin pigment. Let's talk about the dermis. The dermis is an underlying inner layer of skin. It's also called the derma. Some people even call it the true skin. It is about 25 times thicker than the epidermis. It is highly sensitive and contains blood vessels, lymph vessels, nerve, sweat, and oil glands. Hair follicles. It is made up of 2 layers. It's the papillary layer and you have the reticular layer. So let's talk about that first one. The papillary layer is the outer layer of the dermis lying directly beneath the epidermis. It contains small projections of elastic tissue that point upward toward the epidermis. This layer also contains melanocytes. Next up is the reticular layer. This is the deeper layer of the dermis that supplies the skin with all of its oxygen and nutrients. It contains the following structures within its network: fat cells, sudiferous glands, blood vessels, hair follicles, lymph vessels, sebaceous glands, nerve endings. The subcutaneous tissue. That is the fatty layer found below the dermis. This is also called adipose or subcutaneous tissue. It varies in thickness according to your age, your sex, and your general health. It gives smoothness and contour to the body. It contains fats for energy and acts as a protective cushion for the outer skin. Switching up, talking about the fluids of the skin. Blood and lymph vessels are located in the reticular dermis. Blood. Blood delivers nutrients and oxygens to the skin and takes away waste products and carbon dioxide. Nutrients are molecules from food such as protein, carbohydrates, and fats. These nutrients are necessary for cell life, repair, and growth. Then we have lymph. Lymph is a clear fluid of the body that bathes the skin cells. It removes toxins and waste and has immune functions that help protect the skin and the body against disease. Nerves of the skin. You have your motor nerve fibers. These carry impulses from the brain to the muscles. This causes goose flesh or chicken skin, goosebumps. When you get cold or when you get scared, that's an example of it when they pop up on your skin. Sensory nerve fibers. This is your reaction to cold, touch, pressure, and pain. The nerve sends these messages to the brain to let them know you're hot, you're cold, ouch, that hurt, that type of thing. Then you have your secretory nerve fibers. These are distributed to sweat and oil glands of the skin. They regulate how much you sweat, how much you perspire, and they control the flow of sebum to the surface of the skin. So let's talk about the sense of touch. Okay. The papillary layer of the dermis houses nerve endings that provide the body with the sense of touch. This is how we feel pain, heat, cold, and pressure. Nerve endings are the most abundant in your fingertips. Complex sensations, such as vibrations, seem to depend on the sensitivity of a combination of nerve endings. Next up, let's talk about skin color. Skin color depends primarily on your melanin. The color of skin is a hereditary trait and varies among different races and different nationalities. Genes determine the amount and type of pigment produced in an individual. Melanin. So what is the exact definition of melanin? They are tiny grains of pigment that are produced by melanocytes and then deposited into cells in the basal layer of the epidermis. There are two types of melanin. Okay, the two types of melanin are pheomelanin, which are red and yellow in color. Most people with light colored skin are pheomelanin. Then you have eumelanin. This is dark brown to black in color. Before I move on to the strength and the flexibility of skin, I want to talk about sun protection for a few minutes since we're talking about melanin. Melanin helps protect sensitive cells from the sun's UV light, and as we know, the sun can be very damaging. But it does not provide enough protection to prevent it from skin damage. This is why we use SPF or sunscreen. Daily use of an SPF sunscreen of 15 or higher can help the melanin protect the skin from burning, from skin cancer, and also from aging process. Broad spectrum sunscreen means that the sunscreen product has been shown to protect against both UVA and UVB rays from the sun. Now, moving on to the strength and the flexibility of skin. Two structures, collagen and elastin, make up 70% of the dermis and give strength, form, and flexibility to the skin. Collagen. So what is collagen? It is a fibrous protein that gives skin form and strength. Healthy collagen fibers allow the skin to stretch and contract. If fibers become weakened, skin can lose tone, and supplements, it can cause wrinkles, it can cause sagging in the skin. So we naturally lose collagen as we age. And there are several different products on the market. What you put in your body, things like that are going to help your collagen levels. Elastin, what does that mean? It is a protein. It's very similar to collagen. It forms an elastic tissue. It gives the skin flexibility and elasticity. It helps the skin regain its shape even after it has been stretched and expanded. So let's talk about the glands of the skin. The skin has two types of duct glands that extract materials from the blood to form new substances. You have your sudiferous glands, which are sweat glands, and then you have your sebaceous glands, which are oil glands. So I'm going to talk about them individually. Your sudiferous glands excrete and perspire and detoxify the body by excreting excess salt and unwanted chemicals. So every time you sweat, that is your body detoxifying. Again, what you put in your body comes out through your pores. A sebaceous gland. It is also known as an oil gland. It consists of little sacs whose ducts open into hair follicles. They create sebum. It lubricates the skin and preserves softness of hair. These glands are found everywhere on the body except the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Sebum flows throughout oil ducts leading to the mouths of the hair follicles. When it becomes hardened, it becomes clogged. This is what causes a pimple or a blackhead or a whitehead. While we're talking about the sebaceous glands, I want to get into that. So what is an open condio? Okay, so a blackhead, let's talk about that. Ordinarily, sebum, it just flows through the oil ducts leading to the mouth of the hair follicle, like I just said. When sebum hardens and it comes clogged, it's also known as a blackhead. That hair follicle comes in contact with all the dirt and debris, and that's what turns it black. Then you have a whitehead. These are closed. It is also filled with dead cells and sebum, but a very small surface follicle opening, and appears a small white bump just under the skin surface. This type of lesion can lead to acne, a papule, or a pustule. Before moving on, I'm going to talk about acne. Acne is also a skin disorder that is characterized by chronic inflammation of the sebaceous glands. A papule. So what is a papule? Okay. A papule is also known as a pimple. It is a small elevation of the skin that contains no fluid but may develop pus. And then also we're going to talk about a pustule. So a pustule is raised, it's inflamed, it's a papule that with white or yellow center contains pus. And so this is like the head of your pimple is a pustule. Next up, we're going to talk about the functions of the skin. So our number one function of the skin is protection. It is our largest organ, and that's what it does. It protects our other organs, our nerves, our muscles, our bones. It is our armor. It protects the body from injury and bacterial invasion. The outermost layer is covered with a thin layer of sebum and fatty lipids that make it waterproof. Okay, then we have sensation. Our skin allows us to respond to heat, cold, touch, pressure, and pain. It also is responsible for heat regulation. It protects the body from the environment. It changes as changes occur in the outside temperature, the blood and sudoriferous glands of the skin make necessary adjustments to allow the body to cool. So heat regulation is your body temperature. Excretion. This is where you perspire. So you sweat from your sudoriferous glands. It is excreted through the skin. Water lost through perspiration takes salt and other chemicals with it. That's why it's very important to drink water. Another function of the skin is secretion. Sebum is secreted by the sebaceous glands. This oil lubricates the skin, keeping it soft and very pliable. Also, it keeps the hair soft. Emotional stress and hormonal imbalances can increase the flow of sebum. This is why when you have your menstrual cycle and your face breaks out, you have more sebum. It's because your hormone levels are off. And the last function of the skin is absorption. And we don't realize how important that is. But it is small amounts of fatty materials, such as those used in many advanced skincare formulations, may be absorbed between the cells and through the hair follicles and the sebaceous gland openings. However, cosmetic products that are not formulated to penetrate the dermis. Okay, so on to my slide now. We're going to talk about promoting nutrition and skin health. Okay, skin disorders, fatigue, being tired, stress, depression, and some diseases are caused by an unhealthy diet or improper hydration. Not giving yourself the food that you need and the water that you need to drink and clean food allows us to adapt. It allows us to stress more. It allows us to be tireder because we have so many carbohydrates in our body. It causes us to have those skin disorders and some depression, some diseases also. So what are some essential nutrients? These essential nutrients are obtained through eating and drinking. The body cannot make nutrients in sufficient amounts to sustain itself properly. So let's talk about carbohydrates. You need carbohydrates for energy to run every function within the body. So although too many carbohydrates are bad for you, we need carbohydrates for energy. Fats. Needed for many of the body functions, including hormones, sebum production, absorption of fat and soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Proteins. Proteins are important for building muscle and blood tissue and for cell repair and replacement. Vitamins. Vitamins are required for many body functions to occur. Minerals. Minerals are used by cells to produce important biochemicals that have many body functions. And then water. Water makes up to 50 to 70% of the body's weight, and it is necessary for virtually every function of the cell in the body. Again, 50 to 70% of the body's weight, and it is very essential to the body. Okay, so this picture is actually in your book as well. The United States Department of Agriculture, the USDA, has developed a special program to help people determine the amounts of food that they need to eat, and the 5 basic food groups is called My Plate. you can actually go to choosemyplate.com or .gov, and you can find this. It talks about the 5 basic food groups, which are grains, dairy, vegetables, protein foods, and fruits. I really struggle with food myself. I struggle with what to eat. I'm a very picky eater. I don't like a lot of fruits. I don't like a lot of vegetables, but we have to have them. I'm very dairy sensitive. I have been to this website and it did help me. You might want to check it out, especially if you're struggling to understand maybe how to eat a proper diet and become healthier for your skin, for your body, for your organs. So let's talk about some dietary guidelines. You need to eat a variety of foods. Okay, again, you can go to that website, choosemyplate.gov, for the right mix of foods. They can help you. You need to eat fruits, vegetables, and grains. You need to select a diet that is high in fresh fruits, vegetables, and grain products, and low in fats, saturated fat, and cholesterol. You need to eat moderate salt and moderate sugar. Drink appropriate water. So if you divide your body weight by 2, that is how many ounces of water that you should drink daily. So if you weigh 200 pounds, divide that by 2, you should be drinking 100 ounces a day. I've always been told roughly like a gallon of water a day. So I try my best every day to drink 128 ounces of water. You need to minimize your alcohol intake. Alcohol is also grains and sugar as well. You need to exercise appropriately, and you need to maintain and improve your weight. So let's talk about vitamins and dietary supplements. Vitamins play an important role in the skin's health, often aiding and healing and softening the skin in fighting diseases. There are 13 essential vitamins, A, C, D, E, K, and 8 B complex vitamins. Vitamins A, D, and E, as well as K, are fat-soluble vitamins found in fats. They can be stored in the body. Vitamin C and B complex are water-soluble, meaning that the body uses and loses them quickly, so they have to be replenished very quickly and regularly. So vitamin A, what is vitamin A? So vitamin A supports your overall health and skin and aids in the health, function, and repair of skin cells. It improves elasticity and the thickness of your skin. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is needed to repair skin and tissues. It accelerates the skin's healing processes and can fight the aging process. It also promotes collagen in dermal tissues. Vitamin D. It enables the body to absorb and use calcium. It promotes rapid healing of the skin. Then you have vitamin E. Vitamin E protects the skin from harmful effects of the sun's UV light. So let's talk about water and skin. To function properly, the body relies heavily on the benefits of water. Okay, again, your body is composed from 50 to 70% of the body's weight is composed of water. The amount of water needed by an individual, again, depends on the body weight and the level of their physical activity. So if you're someone who works out, exercises, burns a lot of calories and things like that, then maybe you need more water than half of your body weight. Okay. It also sustains the health of cells, aids in the elimination of toxins and waste, helps regulate the body temperature, and aids in proper digestion. Let's go over the summary and review. What did we learn? Okay, we learned about the skin. We know it is the largest organ of the body and it protects us from the environment. We learned that it regulates our body temperature, it provides sensation, and it is affected quite easily by most salon services. Therefore, it is very important that you know what products can penetrate the skin and what effects they will have on your clients. This is very important. We need to know always what we're using and how it's going to affect our client. And every single client that walks through the door is different. So let's review a little bit just shortly. Dermatology, that's the study of skin. Okay, what is healthy skin? Okay, it's soft, it's flexible, it's smooth, it's slightly acidic. Name the main divisions of the skin and layers within each division. The main divisions of the skin and layers within each division are the epidermis and the dermis. List the 3 types of nerve fibers found in the skin. Okay, motor, sensory, secretory. Name the 2 types of glands contained within the skin and describe their functions. Okay, that's your sudoriferous glands, which are your sweat glands. They secrete sweat from the skin, regulate your body temperature, and help eliminate waste products from the body. Your sebaceous glands, again, are your oil glands, which secrete sebum, a fatty or oily secretion that lubricates the skin and preserves the softness of hair. What is collagen? What is elastin? How can that be weakened? Collagen is a protein that gives us strength to our skin. Elastin gives us that elasticity, and it also forms elastic tissues. So how can they be weakened? Let's talk about that. So again, I talked about this earlier. As you get older, they weaken. The lack of moisture, not using a good moisturizer, or being in a very harmful environment. Environmental damage such as sun tanning, unprotected exposure to UV rays, frequent changes in weight. What are the 6 most important functions of the skin? Protection, sensation, heat regulation, excretion, secretion, and absorption. What are the 6 classes of nutrients that the body needs and how are they obtained? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water. They are obtained through eating and drinking. What are the 5 basic food groups? You have grains, you have vegetables, you have fruits, you have dairy, and you have protein foods. Examples of protein can be poultry, seafood, beans, eggs, meat. Can the skin be nourished with cosmetic products? The skin cannot be nourished with cosmetic products. Nourishment comes from what we put in our body. That's the food we eat and the water we drink. Cosmetics cannot legally claim to be nourishing since their function is to soften, moisturize, and beautify the skin. Name 4 vitamins that can help with the skin and describe how they help. Okay, so you have vitamin A. That's going to support your overall health and skin. Vitamin C, it repairs your skin. Vitamin D allows your body to absorb and use calcium. Vitamin E, it fights against and protects your skin from those harmful UV rays. What is the one essential item that no person can live without, and why is it essential to your skin and your body? That's water. It is essential in maintaining the health of the skin and the body because it sustains the health of cells, aids in elimination of toxins and waste, it helps regulate the body's temperature, and it aids in proper digestion.